Hello and welcome to another video on legends and myths. Today I'll be telling you the tragic story of Medusa, the Gorgon. Medusa, whose name probably comes from the ancient Greek word for guardian, was one of the three Gorgons, daughters of the sea gods Perseus and Stheno, and sisters of the Graiae Echidna and Ladon. All of Medusa's siblings were monsters by birth, and even though she was not, she had the misfortune of being turned into the most hideous of them all. From then on, similarly to Euryale and Stheno, her older Gorgon sister Medusa was depicted with bronze hands and wings of gold. Poets claimed that she had a great boar-like tusk and tongue lolling between her fanged teeth. Writhing snakes were entwining her head in place of hair. Her face was so hideous and her gaze so piercing that the mere sight of her was sufficient to turn a man to stone. It wasn't always like that. Medusa was a beautiful maiden and a priestess of Athena. She was the only mortal among the Gorgon sisters, who was also distinguished from them by the fact that she alone was born with a beautiful face. Ovid especially praises the glory of her hair, most wonderful of all charms. Poseidon was the great sea god, who also happened to be Athena's rival. So one day, Poseidon was lusting after Medusa, and decided to force himself on her right inside Athena temple, humiliating the priestess and breaking the vow of celibacy she had taken in service to Athena. The gods took their lovers as life partners, and that's how Medusa came to be Poseidon's wife. Medusa wasn't charmed and in love, she was deceived, raped, and claimed. Medusa prayed to Athena after her rape, begging for forgiveness, guidance, mercy on her broken vow of celibacy. Athena refused her request, blamed her, and decided she should be punished. The virgin goddess was so enraged that she transformed Medusa's enchanting hair into a coil of serpents, turning her into a monster who was capable of turning onlookers to stone. Medusa's life was forever changed. Soon after this, Polydectes, the king of Seriphos, sent the great hero Perseus on a quest which he believed must be his final one. "Fetch me the head of Medusa," commanded Polydectes. With the help of Athena and Hermes, and after compelling the Graiae for Medusa's whereabouts, Perseus finally reached the fabled land of the Gorgons, located either in the far west, beyond the outer ocean, or in the midst of it, on the rocky island of Sarpedon. Medusa was asleep, and Perseus, using the reflection in Athena's bronze shield as a guide, so as to not look directly at the Gorgons and be turned into stone, managed to cut off her head with his sickle. Strangely enough, Medusa's story doesn't end with her death, for Medusa was pregnant at the time, and when Perseus severed her head, her two unborn children, Chrysaor and Pegasus, suddenly sprang from her neck. The Gorgons were awoken by the noise and did their best to avenge the death of their sister, but they could neither see nor catch Perseus, for he was wearing Hades' cap of invisibility and Hermes' winged sandals. So they went back to their scheduled abode to mourn Medusa. Now that Perseus had Medusa's head in his bag, he went back to Seriphos. However, while flying over Libya, drops of Medusa's blood fell to the ground and instantly turned into snakes. It is because of this that, to this day, Libya abounds with serpents. When Perseus arrived in Seriphos, he used Medusa's head to turn Polydectes and the vicious islanders into stone. The island was well known long after for its numerous rocks. After this, Perseus gave Medusa's head to Athena as a votive gift, who placed it in the center of her shield known as the Aegis, which she also carried as the Gorgonian. She also collected some of the remaining blood and gave most of it to Asclepius, who used the blood from Medusa's left side to take people's lives and the blood from her right side to raise people from the dead. The rest of Medusa's blood, a vial containing 2 drops, Athena gave to her adopted son, Erichthonius. Euripides says that one of the drops was a cure and the other one a deadly poison. Always the protector of heroes, Athena put aside in a bronze jar a lock of Medusa's hair for Hercules, who subsequently gave it to Cepheus' daughter Sterope to use it to protect her hometown Tegea. Supposedly, even though it didn't have the power of Medusa's gaze, the lock could still cast terror into any enemy unfortunate enough to even accidentally behold it, Perseus used Medusa's head multiple times. Some versions of the tale of Ariadne, Theseus, and Dionysus say that Ariadne was killed by Artemis, and others say that she was accidentally turned to stone by Perseus after Dionysus made war on Perseus. Another use of Medusa's head was to save Andromeda, who had been tied to a rock as an offering to the sea monster Ketos. Her mother had claimed she was more beautiful than the Nereids, who flew into a rage upon hearing this and had Poseidon, the god of the sea, on their side. The only way to stop the sea god's floods and the sea monster was to give up Andromeda. Perseus fell in love with her the moment he laid eyes on her. He slew the terrifying sea monster and set her free. The only issue was that Andromeda was already engaged to be married to her uncle Phineus. Perseus made short work of Phineus by turning him to stone with the head of Medusa. Throughout history, Medusa got the bad reputation as a scornful, evil woman who turns people into stone with a mere glance. However, she was an innocent woman, a victim of sexual abuse, who was wrongfully punished for it. Medusa's origins, her trauma, and her pain are conveniently forgotten when it comes to telling her story. Her origins are what led to her becoming the evil Gorgon we all know today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this to come. Let me know what you think about the Gorgon Medusa and her tragic backstory. Be sure to let me know what other deities you would like for me to make a video on next. Take care, and I'll see you in the next myth.